Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Come on in. I was trying to get this live shared out. I hope everybody's having a great Monday thus far. Just wanted to hop on real quick and so we could discuss a few things. Quickbooks, which is your record keeping or your bookkeeping. Taxes that you're going to do as a result of your record keeping. And then tax planning and why that is so important. It's a step that we often neglect because we don't quite see the value of it or what happens with tax planning or why it's needed or it's a necessity. So for those who don't know me, I am Tawana with Bryant Business Solutions, a 100% virtual full service tax and accounting firm. And I like to start off with introducing myself every single time because I don't know if I have anyone new hopping on, especially Facebook, YouTube, and all that. I can't really see exactly who is on the live unless they're in the chat. So, hey, Tiffany, you can actually schedule a call with me. I'll put the link below, but you can schedule a call with me. I work primarily by appointments, just so I can stay focused and stay on track. Hello over here on IG. Hello. So the topic of discussion today is QuickBooks or bookkeeping, record keeping, and you could be using any platform. However, here in our offices, we primarily focus on QuickBooks, not opposed to any other. It just depends on what your needs are. I do know, for example, Sage, Peachtree, those are more for those people who have heavy inventory. So not all tax softwares are created equal. It's going to be based upon your need. So one of the things that I do in the QuickBooks service offering is assess exactly where your need is at. And I try to look at what the actual need is versus saying everything is a one size fits all model. One thing you'll find about me if you're new to my platform is that I'm not for the cookie cutter because everyone's business is different. Everyone's personal situation is different. You don't want to go in saying, oh, everybody needs to have an S Corp. They don't, just because they're a business owner. An S Corp may not be beneficial for their business. So we want to make sure that we align, just as we align the right professional with the person based on their needs. We want to make sure we align those the software and those things that they're using in their business, the tools that they use for their business, make sure they align accordingly based on what the need is. Now, the only thing that I do use consistently across the board is my tax software. I've been with this company since 2012. I'm very familiar with it. I know how to access it. I know how to maneuver through it. I can even literally, without seeing a visual, I can help someone else navigate through the process. So let's talk about record keeping. We know that as a business owner, it is imperative that we keep our records for many reasons. The number one reason that I will say is to be audit proof in the event that you're audited. But the other side of that is it really helps you to assess and understand exactly how to apply and how to take advantage of all those tax strategies that can be put into play. Now, the software that I typically, like I said, recommend is QuickBooks because, it's more widely used. We understand what those features are, but it's still a matter of preference. It's still going to be a matter of preference. And we do accommodate what our clients prefer to use. We do accommodate in that capacity. Now, when you do proper or thorough record keeping and you're doing those things correctly, and you'll see me shifting between the two because I'm on Facebook and then and YouTube and then IG over here. So I want to make sure I'm giving everyone my attention. But one thing that you'll find is with those different softwares, it's still going to going to work best based on what your company's needs are. Based on the ease of use for yourself, if you're not outsourcing that bookkeeping, but there's still areas of responsibility as a business owner that you have in your QuickBooks, in providing us with the necessary documents or those things that you need for us to do the job as efficiently and as effectively as possible for you. So if, for example, I invoice you and you pay your bill, yes, it's great. We want to get paid. We want to make sure that we get paid. But if you never give me what I need to do the job, then it kind of defeats the purpose of you getting paid. So one of the things I'm starting to look at now and reassessing is how long will I keep a person's funds before I say, okay, let me refund this because you're not ready. And really truly assessing whether or not you're ready for those services, or you're ready to be held accountable when it comes to your books. Are you ready to do what is necessary, or provide us with what is necessary to do the job on your behalf? Okay. Now, when it comes to taxes, of course, from those records, now when we're doing your taxes, we can see exactly what it is. Of course, it's compliance work. It's making sure that you're compliant according to the IRS guidelines and according to what the regulations are for the IRS, so that you don't get audited. But in the event that you do get audited, your books are compliant and everything is in place how it should be. Now, with tax planning, that's an area that we miss a lot of times. Last week I spoke about Joe Biden making the comment that Black entrepreneurs don't have attorneys or accountants. And I said that I agree. And I agree because we don't see the benefit or the overarching need for these services. We don't understand that if I invest this small amount now, how much more money this can generate for me in the future. One of those ways is by way of tax planning. Tax planning it's in place. It's not just about saving money, okay? It's making sure that we're doing things correctly. Of course, again, like I said before, tax plan and record keeping, those things help us to be able to take advantage of missed opportunities that we may have missed throughout the year, or now we're able to assess and see or put strategies in place that will help you save even more depending on what your tax bracket is. Because the goal ultimately at the end of the day is to have you pay the least amount of tax as possible. Okay. And one of those areas that I see things happen so often in, is being audited. People get audited. They get very afraid of what the IRS it has to say to them, be it just a letter that's going out, or being it that they want to visit you in person or what have you. Now, I don't believe that we have seen exactly what we're going to see from the increase in audits this year so far. And I see the IRS is hitting several other areas, kind of backdooring into those areas to get people in those ways. But it's always going to be an audit. For 90% of the time, you'll be audited for them to collect funds, or they'll review your tax return and say, okay, we're going to disallow this, disallow this, disallow this. But you want to make sure that your tax planning is done. You don't want your preparer rushing things at the end of the year, and we get to say September, November, and now you're saying, oh my God, I'm about to have to pay 5 figures, 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures in taxes. You don't want to wait until that time. So one thing that I have implemented for the month of June, I have 2 dates available that I'm offering QBO, which is QuickBooks Online setup and training. And it'll be done in a group setting so that we can get so that we could help you select the right software for you. I know a lot of people like to use QuickBooks Self-Employed. However, QuickBooks Self-Employed does not necessarily provide you with those reports that you need to make managerial decisions or strategic decisions in your business. So we do not recommend that. We do recommend different levels of the QuickBooks based on what your need is, but we typically will not recommend QuickBooks Self-Employed simply because it makes it a little more challenging for us as the accountant to work with you to get the information that we want to be able to provide you. So I offer that course again. It's June 12th and 14th, 2 days only. The 12th is this coming Saturday. Oh gosh. The 12th is this coming Saturday. And on the 12th, what we'll do is take a deep dive into your company and exactly what you need. Make sure your books are set up properly. Make sure you have the correct chart of accounts. I see that happen often. I see things like people are not depreciating their assets in their business, and those should be showing on in your books and then flowing over, because when we do your taxes, we actually should be able to balance back to your books. And it's not happening. It's not happening. Like I said, I know across the board there are many tax professionals that have said if people's books are not done this upcoming year, they're not going to be willing to take them on as a client. And we are one of those firms, because it really poses too much of a headache, and it doesn't balance out with the amount of work that has to be done. It causes you to be in a position that you can miss opportunities or miss things that need to be included, as far as your expenses are concerned, as far as your income is even concerned, because we have seen where people have missed thousands upon thousands of dollars in income in providing their information to us simply because their books aren't done. So we want to go ahead. We're 6 months into the year. We want to go ahead and get off on the right foot. Yes, we're 6 months in, but there's room to make corrections to what we've done thus far. And then we can help you move forward from there with saying, okay, now that we know exactly what your books look like, now that we've done your taxes, we know what your tax situation looks like. We see your tax liability. What can we implement, and what strategies can we put in place via tax planning to now reduce that tax liability even down to zero? So we want to make sure that we're doing that. So I'm going to have the link below for you to sign up if you do in fact want to take advantage of the opportunity for the QuickBooks online setup and training. And then that'll be 3 hours. And then on Monday, we're offering it again for 3 hours. So that gives people who are hair care professionals an opportunity to take advantage of that. I didn't want to leave you out by having it on a Saturday, and then I know, that's your money making Saturdays or your money making Fridays, and I don't want you to have to worry about that. So that opportunity will be provided to you there. So is there anyone that has any questions about QuickBooks, their books or taxes or even tax planning? And tax planning is a big step, but you want to be able to get there. The goal of being a business owner is to be profitable, net profitable, not just gross profitable, not just saying I made 6 figures during the year, but then I spent 5 figures in expenses, and now I only show a $3,000 net income. What can you do with that? So the goal for my firm, and like I said before, I do not advertise the largest refunds. I do not advertise those things to get you in the door with, oh, $6,000 cash advance or whatever. I just don't preferably do that, because my goal in this business is to help you reach those levels that, yes, you're going to make the money, but now we have those strategies in place to not zero it out, but then to strategies in place to help you to save on the taxes and what your tax liability would actually be. All right. Well, if you do not have any questions, I will catch you on tomorrow for Tax Talk Tuesday. If you have a topic that you want discussed or you want covered, by all means, slide in my DMs and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to discuss that on our Tax Talk Tuesday. And then next week, Tax Talk Tuesday, we'll actually have a special guest on in the week after. So I've already said something to them again. So we got them scheduled. So I've said something to them, so we'll be able to get some just different information from a different point of view versus just Tawana's point of view or Tawana's thoughts and ideas, or tips. Okay, so again, if you're catching this at the end, by all means go back, watch the replay, or if you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay down below, and I will see you guys on tomorrow. Have a great evening.